I left the door open. Okay, we can say hi. So my name is Jenny T and you're watching another random video where I decided to paint on styrofoam. So within this video I actually have a lot of styrofoam and I didn't know what to do with it, so I decided that I wanted to paint it before throwing it away. As weird as that sounds, but I do love painting on random things, so I decided that it would be worth my time painting? Question mark? So since I love painting random things, the first styrofoam that I painted was the SpongeBob. I'll show you what the back and side look like, but for the face, I'll just let you watch and decide if it looks good or not. To me personally, I don't know how I feel about it. And then this one is actually one of my favorites. I decided to do a sea turtle on this one. And I love it. It's so cute. Look at it. And for the third one, of course, I decided that I wanted to do one of these longer ones. And on the very front of this, you will see a bunch of chickens, which is Cluck the chicken. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that this is one of my original characters that I did a long time ago, about 5 years ago, which is crazy because time flies. But yeah, let's get to painting. So, with that being said, the first thing that we do before we start painting is to get the supplies. If you haven't seen my last video where I briefly painted on styrofoam, I did use this small white cube for that last project and we're just going to use him again. And when comparing it to what I did in the last video, it's actually the same size and the same shape, so we're just going to repeat the entire process. Oh, so look at how derpy he looks. He's so cute. But anyways, that's enough of Flounder because now we're going to focus on our new styrofoam on the block. So throughout this video, you will probably also see me switch between two paintbrushes depending on the amount of space that's being painted. Similar to my last project in my previous video, I also start off by applying an opaque layer of real yellow paint to start off the skin of SpongeBob. I'm also sure you can understand where my inspiration for SpongeBob originally came from, since the texture of styrofoam looks awfully similar to the texture of sponge, especially when I paint it yellow. In this next step, I moved on to SpongeBob's bottoms. SpongeBob's bottoms? Wow, say that 5 times fast. Anyways, I moved on to his bottoms where I mixed at least 3 random colors. By mixing at least 3 or more paint colors, it allows for a beautiful creation of gross mud. In this case, I mixed together blue, red, and yellow, but since I had more blue and yellow in the mix, it did eventually look like a gross green color. But that's okay because no one's gonna see it anyway since it's towards the bottom. Get it? SpongeBob's bottoms? Okay, never mind. Does it look straight? It's good enough. Anyways, after letting the paint dry for 20 minutes, I decided to work my way to outline a white foundation for SpongeBob's work shirt. While doing this, I was able to clean up my mistakes in the brown shorts and make sure that the lines were more even and sharp. And of course, I did 2 coats of white to make sure that the white was more opaque. Eventually, I outlined what I want to say is the stitching of SpongeBob's pants, and eventually worked on a black outline to give SpongeBob a cartoony effect. And things were going smoothly until, what is that?
Oh my god! What is that?
I absolutely did not like that at all. So I decided that it would probably be best to do some touch-ups and do a second layer to hopefully alleviate what we're looking at right now. I also think one of the main frustrations might also be in the little hairs within this thin brush, as they're not staying in their lane anymore. Anyways, this is what it looks like after 5 minutes of layering the hand. I think it looks better on both sides. What you aren't prepared for is the face. I don't know what that is either. You see, I tried to make his face, but maybe instead of painting his face head on, maybe I should have traced it with pencil or something because clearly it did not work. But I guess that's the good thing about paint because I can always paint it over and hopefully I'll come back to it and we'll see how it goes. So BRB. Guys, it keeps getting worse. This looks like something that would haunt you in your sleep, and I'm genuinely terrified. Okay, so here's the update. I painted his face, right? And look, he looks so much better. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I did go from this to this. Not gonna lie though, I still think I could have done more improvements, especially right here with the mouth, because his mouth is literally inside of his shirt. But regardless, he looks less scarier, so I'm pretty proud of the outcome, even though I could have done better. Wow, that is the makeover of 2020. There's hope for all of us kids. But anyways, that's enough with SpongeBob. Now let's move on to our next styrofoam block. For my next styrofoam block, and as you may have already seen from the beginning of this video, I'm going to be painting a sea turtle. Although it looks mostly green, I did combine a few paints together, which is why you might be able to see a few hints of blue, yellow, and red throughout the green shell. Because styrofoam has such an uneven texture, this is why you can see some of the colors start to seep in. But I honestly think it's a cool look, and I'm digging it. And for the design of the sea turtle shell, I decided to outline that in black and use a reference picture. What I like most about outlining the sea turtle in black paint is the fact that it gives that pop art effect, and I also like how it feels like a coloring book as I fill in the empty sections with colorful paint of my choice. And overall, it gives me a better visualization of what I'm painting. While I was painting, what I enjoyed most would probably have to be the amount of creative freedom I was able to partake in, especially since this particular styrofoam block is slightly bigger than the previous block that you saw with SpongeBob. As you can see, not only did I use blue to mix in the color green, but I also created a lighter blue shade to imitate water surrounding the sea turtle. By doing so, I actually get to clean up any mistakes that I made, and it also adds more detail to the background, so the block isn't just a plain white block, if that makes any sense. And although it's probably not as necessary, I painted the bottom blue as well just to make the project more complete. The shell was probably the most fun part of painting this project just because I got to add a bunch of fun colors and incorporate some polka dots. Next, I decided to work on one side of a longer rectangular shaped styrofoam where I decided to draw my own original character named Cluck the chicken. This project is a little more two-dimensional in comparison to the sea turtle that's wrapped around the previous block, but here you will see alternate poses that Cluck may strike or costumes that Cluck may wear. On my channel, you actually might be able to see some original animation that feature Cluck, and since it's been a while, I decided that it's probably time for him to make another appearance on this channel. What I love most about this particular styrofoam is the fact that I was able to challenge my coloring style, and it also forced me to create more creative poses and costumes that will make each chicken unique and different. In the very center of the styrofoam, I decided to paint Cluck in his original color scheme using yellow, red, and white paint. Next to him, on his right, he was wearing a very snazzy rainbow afro, and next to Cluck wearing that snazzy rainbow afro is Cluck the pop star. And right here, we have a very feathery and fluffy Cluck with a very unique color scheme consisting of primary colors including red, blue, and yellow. That styrofoam block was kind of a short one, but hopefully you were able to find some enjoyment in this video. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these styrofoam blocks. I think I kind of got attached to them after putting so much time and effort into them, and I might use these as some ratchet bedroom decor, but if you have any suggestions, please feel free to comment them down below. Or you can comment down anything below because I love interacting and talking to you, and thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. It actually means a lot to me, and that's enough talking on my end, so bye!